care workers in the UK are facing deportation. As a matter of fact, the UK government is asking them to leave the country right now and go back home. Over 3,081 care workers are in this situation, 90% of which are Africans. This is such a sad news today. This is such a bad one today because I've literally seen grown people crying like a baby. I do not really wish this on anybody. A lot of people are packing their bags right now just to leave the UK due to the time they've been given. Guys, I do not pray for anyone to be in this situation because most of these people leaving the UK are going back home to absolute nothing. Imagine having sold your properties, borrowed monies just to relocate into the UK, but after a few months of arrival, you are being told to leave the country. This is indeed tough. Most of these people, which include families, are given just 60 days to leave the UK. Some have 20 days left, some 15 days, some 30 days left to either look for a new sponsorship, find a new job or something. Truth be told, I've spoken to someone who has just 5 days left to leave the UK and go back to Africa. This said woman has done everything possible just to get a new sponsorship while in this UK, but it has proven so difficult. Indeed, the worst is here. 3,081 people is such a big number. Just imagine 3,081 people in this room. It's such a huge number. And from my research, from the analysis being given, 90% of these people are Africans from all over the world. I may have some questions to ask the UK government. What is this about? What is the cause? Is it that the issue is about legal migration, or has the issue been shifted towards legal migration? You're trying to crop down immigration? Yes, we know that. So is it about legal migration or illegal migration? We need answers. The Home Office has said that they have put this into action, carried out action to stop the exploitation of workers, to stop the corruption and abuse of the care system. Yes, we know that. We know the care system has been highly abused. It's no longer news to any one of us. But this is the peak of 3,081 care workers being served deportation letter to leave the UK. Something here, I don't know if it's right. Are the victims now being penalized for these employers and agents' actions? Because I know some of these employers and agencies are said to be operating in the UK. Is it that the Home Office did not really carry out thorough checks before issuing out the COS to these said employers and agencies to be given to these care workers? Some of these care workers who are not victims I know to be innocent, as most of them did not even know from the beginning that buying the COS was illegal. I used to come up here to say buying the COS is illegal, don't do this, don't do that. But truth be told, I've spoken to over 100 persons who said it out to me in all honesty that they never knew that buying the COS was not right. In as much I would want to sit down here to start questioning the UK government and the Home Office for their action being taken, I need to ask we as Africans. I think it's time we sit and set some things straight. I think it's time we sit and really think if we ourselves are doing the right things. Not in any world should you ever sell your properties to relocate to the UK. A lot of people see the UK as a bed of roses. Neither am I saying the UK is full of thorns. But one thing I know is that every relocation move or migrating into any country at all has its own challenges. So do not sell your properties, give your properties out, close down your businesses and everything just to move to another man's country without knowing first of all if this country is going to favor you or not, without having coming here to touch your foot on the soil to see if this is what you want. Don't ever do that. Have a plan B. If you want to relocate to the UK, fine. Don't shut everything down. Come in here. See if this is what you really want. See if this is going to work for you. And I do advise people, when it comes to relocation, don't try and relocate with your whole family altogether, especially through the care visa route. Let one of you come first. You as the main applicant, being a man or woman, come in here, experience this for some months and see if this is going to fit and suit your family plans before you make that decision to bring everyone in, being your family, your dependent. Don't ever think of borrowing money, lending huge sum of amounts just to come into the UK. I hear some people who have spoken with saying they borrowed about £12,000, £13,000, huge numbers I cannot even comprehend. Because when I sit down to think about this, I'm like, even me, Clara, I do not have such money in my account. And you go ahead borrowing that money to move down to the UK, not being sure if it's going to work for you. How much do care workers even earn? For you to borrow £12,000 and above, saying you're going to repay monthly, how much do you think you earn? Let's say you earn about 2,000 monthly, which I don't even think it's the case. The most or the highest I've seen is about 1.5 to at least 1.7 as a mere care assistant in the UK. Now, say you are living in an area in England or something, you're expected to pay out of that money your rentage, maybe transportation, bills including gas, electricity, feeding, and still send back home. And you go ahead to borrow that money. People are here in the UK without a dime being paid for this job. People are here in the UK without a dime being borrowed or a penny being borrowed to come in here. I'm not trying to pass the blame, but then again, I'm going to shift another question to the UK government. Why is it that these employers, agencies, whose license has been revoked, whose license has been suspended or removed from the all UK overseas immigration, why are they not really being penalized? Why are the care workers having to face this whole situation? Why are the care workers are the ones being deported? The other day, speaking to someone on my one-on-one section, a woman in her 40s, this woman was weeping, crying. I was shocked and lost for words, because only when you wear the shoe, you know where it pitches. I did not know what else to use to console her or what to say. She came into the UK just November here. This is May, just November, about 6 or 7 months thereabouts, and now she's been told to leave the UK. She said in her words, I've been coming to the UK on holidays. I've been coming and showing I do the right thing. After my holiday, I go back home. The opportunity came for me to come in as a worker. I saw someone who said that she can get me a job. I need to bring this sum of amount. She said, truthfully, Clara, I did not know that it was illegal at that point to buy that COS or to give that agency or employer any form of amount until I arrived into the UK and I started hearing all of this. Now she arrived in here, no shift whatsoever has been given to her since November. Getting another switch is not so easy as that. This is because if you are with one employer in just the space of 5 or 6 months and you've not really worked with that employer at all, how possible is it to switch? A switching would require some references or something like that. Neither can she work in another job occupation totally. As a care worker, she cannot start working as a cleaner. She cannot start working in the shop, as her all permit is solely tied and based in the care sector. So she must work in the care sector in that particular occupation as a care worker. This woman said the only means she has been using to sustain is through agency shifts, which must not be more than 20 hours in a week. It's such a shame, guys. It's such a shame. If only our African government would wake up, if only they would realize how many talents they've lost to the Western world. All because of the I don't care attitude, the negligent attitude. It's all about themselves, enriching their pockets, how to better their own self. I've seen doctors, I've seen professionals coming into the UK to work as a care assistant. When I try to talk to them, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, why do you want to come out as work as a care assistant? They say, Clara, after all in my country, if I calculate all the money, I'm not even earning up to £1,000 in a month. I'm not even earning close to £200 in a month. So I think belittling myself, coming here, working as a care assistant and earning at least 1.5 thereabouts is more better than being in a country that doesn't appreciate my work or my skill. What a big shame to the African government worldwide. Do you know how many professionals you've lost all through the course of the years since 2022? Do you know how many people you've lost? Only if you can sit down and do the right things, put the right things, implement the right things, the right workforce, the right salary pay, making these professionals appreciated. They won't be seeking to migrate, leaving their fathers and mothers' land. They won't be seeking to come into a country and start having one edict to another. They would be seeking to sell their properties, to move down to foreign man's land. If only the African government would wake up and do something about this, then I believe the world would be a better place. To those who have just been given some days to leave the UK, I know I've spoken to a lot of you. I won't sit down here and pretend that it's easy. Getting another sponsorship in this short space of time, 60 days. I do say, truthfully, that even me, Clara, let's say I want to switch job. I don't like working here anymore. I don't like doing this anymore. I want to get another job. It may take me about 10 to 15 applications just to get another job here in the UK. Or being called for an interview. And being called for an interview doesn't mean you'll be given that job at that moment. So 60 days is quite short. Some people are going ahead getting solicitors to extend this decision from the Home Office. And these solicitors are not cheap. Some people are paying as high as £2,000, £3,000 just to get the solicitor to fill an application for them that would enable the Home Office to give them some extension of time. And this extension is not like they're giving you 1 year. This is about 3 months more or even 2 months more. But one thing that is surprising me is that I still know people who are outside of the UK at this moment who has gotten job even at just yesterday, who has gotten job in the last week. So what is really happening? Is it that those whose license have been revoked, whose employer's license has been removed from the sponsor list, are not in any luck to get a new job, but those outside of the country are getting a job and still coming? Make this make sense. But this is where I'm gonna call it a day, and I wish you all the best of luck. Don't forget, keep on pushing. Feel free to reach out to me. I would always try to assist you in one way or the other if you are in this situation. Like I said, I have a lot of you in my books. Once I get any employer or two that says, Clara, could you help us sort for workers? Clara, we need worker in this field or that field as a domiciliary carer or thereabout. Guys, your names will be the first ones to be mentioned to this employer, and I hope they pick you up. Just keep on pushing and be hopeful, and I believe with God, all things are possible.